Secretly peeking at a playing card is such a deadly weapon. Of course, there's palming, switching, color changing, but the ability to secretly take information from the deck is just deadly. Now imagine that you're holding a card in front of you. Now the spectator can see the card, but you can't see the card. Obviously I can look in the camera and I know it's the Queen of Diamonds, but that isn't really magical. So how do we make it so we can see the identity of the playing card? Now one way that you can go about this is while the spectator is looking at their card, you punch them in the face, you take a look at the card very fast, and then you can continue with your trick. So in this video we're going to look at 7 different non-violent ways in which you can secretly take a look at your spectator's playing cards without punching them in the face. Hey guys, my name is Biz and welcome to Tutorial Friday. It is 30 degrees Celsius over here, so usually I am wearing a nice vest and everything, but it is extremely hot. How is the weather like on your side of the earth? Let me know in the comment section below, because I am boiling. I'm boiling, honestly. Today we're going to be looking at 7 different ways in which you can secretly peek at a playing card. Now these are peeks that you can do inside another action, or these are peeks that you can do by themselves, and I think that you're gonna have a lot of fun learning them and picking them up. If you don't know what a peek is and this is the first time that you learn this concept, basically a peek is the magician's ability to secretly find out the identity of a playing card without the spectator knowing. It's a very cool technique, and today we're going to be looking at 7 of them, which I don't think, well, some of them you can actually find online, but I will provide you with additional tips and tricks that you can actually do with them. So grab your favorite deck of playing cards and let's get it started. Welcome to 7 ways. I'm just thinking of the title right now because I haven't actually decided how the video is going to be called. 7 ways. 7 levels. No. 7 ways of secretly peeking at a playing card. Explained with your boy Biz. I'm probably just gonna keep it very simple like that. Hey guys, Biz over here. If you're enjoying this content and you're liking what you're seeing, then make sure to drop us a comment and a subscribe. We post every Friday, and if we miss a Friday, we apologize. There's other stuff that we're taking care of with bigblindmedia.com. We have a website where we release magic monthly exclusively on our website with a bunch of creators from around the world. So if you're passionate about magic and would like to learn it more seriously, make sure to check out our website, bigblindmedia.com. Now, grab your deck again if you have left it from your hands, and let's continue learning. Man, so close though. The spectator selects a playing card. Let's say, for example, is this one. They remember it. We leave it down in the center of the deck, and we instantly know that is the 5 of diamonds. The first secret method to peek at a playing card looks like this. You're going to have somebody select a card. Let's say it's the 5 of clubs. You're going to leave it in the center, and then in the motion of tapping the deck, you instantly know that it's the 5 of clubs. And it's all based around a pinky break. And with this simple pinky break, you can do so many actions in which you can actually find out the identity of the card. For example, you can turn the deck like this. Notice that, actually, I just realized I jumped directly into the method, into the motions without actually explaining the method. So somebody selects a card. It has to be on this side of the deck. You're going to take a pinky break at that position. And now what you're going to do is using your left fingers, you're going to press down on the pack and side jog everything above the break, at that position. So you're going to side jog it by pressing with these fingers towards the left. And this happens naturally if you just turn the deck. Now, I used to do this when I give the deck to the spectator and tell them to shuffle the deck. In that motion, for a split second, I can see the card, and then when they take the deck, I make sure to just square up all of the playing cards. So we have the pinky break, and then I'm just going to turn the packet, watch slow, Queen of Clubs over there. I can take it into this hand, and then instantly from this position, I can just give the deck to the spectator, or if I want, I can do a left-handed overhand shuffle. At this point, I know the card, I can do whatever I want with this piece of information. So let's go over it once more. We have a pinky break. We can even tap the deck. See, Ace of Hearts. We tap the deck on the table, and we instantly know the identity of the card. It is very simple, and that's exactly what you want from a peeking method. You just want it to work every time. And this is a method that if you know the pinky break, then you definitely know how to do this as well. In this method of peeking at a card, somebody selects a playing card, and you find out the identity of the card as you are fanning the deck. And just like that, I know it's the 5 of hearts. Now, using the pinky break method, you can actually peek the card inside of a fan. Let me show you what I mean. Somebody takes a look at this card. Let's say, for example, the 5 of spades. We hold the pinky break underneath, and then we're just going to fan the deck like this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be like a good fan. But notice that the only card that is sticking out is the 5 of spades in this situation. And all you have to do is just execute a fan with the step in the deck that you did previously, and you will be able to see the 5 of spades. And what's nice about this is that after you do the fan and you tell your card can be anywhere in the packet, right? I mean, just take a look. It definitely is somewhere over there. The spectator will think that you could have, this is exactly what you saw. So there's no way for you to know what card it was. So they take a look at the card, they say stop, they take a look at the card, you turn the fan, using the same stepping motion, you fan the deck, you'll tell the spectator that they could have taken any card from the deck, but they definitely chose one. That is hard to remember because I can't see it anywhere here. And just like that, with the 10 of clubs. Now, this is also a great method if you want to force somebody to select a playing card as a gag. Try and remember any card except for the bottom one. Credits to Dan and Dave for this application. You can instantly stooge somebody with this as well by just winking at them and telling them to just remember any card from the deck. Just not the last one because it's too easy. And there is the 12 clubs. That's the only one they can actually remember. So very beautiful application of this forcing technique at the same time as a peeking technique, 2 in 1 with just the ability to do a thumb fan. Just like that. So I hope you guys have fun with the second secret method of peeking at a playing card. In this method of peeking at a card, you turn your head and you ask somebody to just say stop. They take a look at their playing card, and then you can give them the deck because you instantly know it's the Jack of Hearts. The following peek was created by Ed Marlo, and it's the peek that I actually use the most to blow people's minds because it's just so bold and straightforward that people don't actually think that's exactly what you're doing. And the entire thing is regarding body gestures. So what I do is I hold the deck with my fingers exactly at the corner, at the left corner. So this is not like a tight peek over here. It's more like you're moving towards the corner so that you can actually bend the card. You can see that that's a big bend, in the deck. And what happens is I turn my head and I tell people, look, I just want you to take a look at the card over here. So the moment is they say stop, and the moment that I stop is the moment that exactly they look at the playing card. And that's the moment when I look at the playing card as well. I just look with my eyes. I don't turn my head at all. I just turn my head and I look with my eyes over there, So I don't look. They say stop. I look instantly and then I look away. So they have no idea that I've actually looked, and I kid you not, maybe I fail like once every 20 times because they looked earlier or I looked too slow, but it's too good not to use. It's just too good not to use, honestly. Just make sure that you do the peek like this so you can actually see the playing card. So you're pulling the card back quite a lot. And then after you have gathered your information, turn your head even a little bit more and maybe even tilt the cards a little bit, but slightly. Don't do anything exaggerated because that will attract the spectator's attention. And there you go, guys. Another beautiful and secret technique to peek at a playing card. One day, man. One day. Let's say the spectator says stop and they take a look at their playing card. We leave it somewhere in the center and then we use another card, let's say for example this one, to find their selection. And in the process of doing this, we know that their card is the king of clubs. The third method is the dribble peek. Now, this one is, you're going to think it's maybe a little bit, you're just going to see. So, somebody says stop. Let's say, for example, they stop over here at the 9 of hearts. We're going to have a pinky break underneath the 9 of hearts. Now, at this point, I'm going to transfer the pinky break at a thumb break, just like this. And then I'm going to dribble all of the cards, stop exactly at the break, and tell the spectator that I'm going to use one card to find their selection. And in that motion, I've peeked at the 9 of hearts, and I've also hidden it underneath the action of choosing a card from the center. So we have a pinky break, we do a dribble, we just say we're going to use a card, we take a look at the card that is over here, and then we lose it back in the center. Because we already know the identity, we can now take this card and use it, which is actually the 9 of hearts. Look at that. We can use it to find the selection. Now we can do this in numerous ways. There's plenty of tricks that use a card to find another card. But what is important when you're doing a peek is that there's many different ways to do peeks, obviously, but one of the most hidden ones is when you conceal it in another action. Like, for example, if somebody were to select the Jack of Clubs like this, and I'll tell the spectator, let's just take a card from the deck, like for example this one. I'm just gonna leave it over there, and I control the card to the bottom of the deck. Now what I can do is I just rotate the card. I can see it's the Jack of Clubs. Now I know the identity of the card. I've also controlled it, and I can do whatever I want with that piece of information. So a peek can be used to read minds, but you can also use a peek for just another phase of the trick. So, for example, what my teacher used to do is he would peek at a card, then he would mentally guess the spectator's card. They would be impressed, but then he would actually build upon that with a gigantic closer, you know, like all of the cards are now like in a triumph effect. They now turn and it's their selection. So he would use the peek to just create another phase in the card trick. But yeah, that's it, guys. Just the dribble, just like that. Sit it down, and now we know the identity of the card. The third method of secretly peeking at a playing card. You ask the spectator to touch a playing card. They take a look at it and remember it. Then you tell them that they could have went with any other one from these cards, but they went with the 9 of clubs. The following peek, which you might have already seen or know of, is called the bubble peek, and it just involves buckling the top card of the deck as your wrist is turned inwards. And just like that, you can see the top card of the deck over here. And you just do this by applying pressure with your thumb on the corner and pushing towards the right side, just like that. And now you can see the card. Now, one thing about this peek that I never liked is that most people would do it like this. They would just do the peek. That would be it, right? But like I previously said, the power of a peek is being able to do it while you're doing something else. So let's say, for example, somebody would select a card from the deck. Let's say, for example, this one. It's the 2 of hearts, right? We place it down and then we tell the spectator, so you don't want any of these, other ones, right? I had to repeat myself over there for a second. And we show them, and at the same time, we're peeking at the card, but we're using all of these cards to block the fact that we're peeking, and then we can just continue with losing the card in the deck. So that is just one way in which you can actually cover the bubble peek with a motion. But just think of any regular moment in a trick and try and see if you can stick a peek in there. For example, if we are to dribble, somebody takes a look at that card, and we say, you know, most magicians, they try and steal the identity of certain cards by taking a look at them or by doing something secret while you're taking a look at a card. And we're actually doing something secret while we're telling them that magicians do that, you know? So sometimes hiding in plain sight is even more dangerous than doing something secret, and even more useful at the same time. So there's cutting, there's spreading, right? Try and see if you have a deck down on the table over here, right? You're talking with the spectator, you're grabbing the deck. Can you do a bubble peek as you come towards yourself? Yes, you can, but they might see that, right? So how can you hide this at the same time? What if you have a card case over here, right? And you take the deck and you take the card case at the same time, and that's when you take a peek at the playing card. So it's very important to camouflage your secret technique with another motion, as it guarantees that the spectator is not able to see what you are doing. And if you are performing a motion just to execute a peek, then Vernon would definitely not agree with that. Somebody touches a card from the deck, let's say for example this one, and they take a look at it and remember it, and we instantly know that it's the King of Clubs. Here is a modified Arthur Buckley spread peek. I self-discovered this back when I was 15, 14, and Horopan Ong is the one that told me that Arthur Buckley is has actually come up with something similar. What I did to improve this is When you are taking a look at the playing card, if you perform the original method, then you can see the magician doing something. Like from the front, you can see that the card is being bent. But as I am telling you what I have done, I'm also explaining, by placing your index finger right here and blocking the upper half of the playing card, you can actually buckle this corner, and at the same time the card appears to be sitting still from the front. See, nothing is happening with the top side of the card, but the bottom side is being buckled. So I can seize the nine of diamonds, and then I can unbuckle the card and everything is completely fine. So somebody touches a card, let's say for example is this one. We out-jog it over here. We already placed the finger in that position. We lift it, and at the same time as we are lifting, I'm gonna do exactly that and then unbend it and keep in this position. I know it's the 10 of clubs, and from that point I can give the deck to the spectator and they can shuffle it. So it's a very fast peek. It takes a little bit to get used to the fact that you have to place your index finger over there, but if you do everything right, you're gonna have a very invisible way of peeking at a playing card, you know? I hope you guys have seen that, just like that. Yep. So you might sometimes really bend the playing card. If this is something that you want because you want to be able to track it later, then good. But if this is something that you don't want, make sure to keep your thumb on the corner and just unbend it as you come down, you know? Or what you can do after you bend it over here, what I like to do is I just apply pressure on it and I do something like that, and the deck will completely straighten it out. Obviously, if you're doing this with professional playing cards, they're much easier to bend and unbend back. So I hope you guys like that secret technique and use it to secretly peek at a playing card. Let's have a card selected from the deck, for example this one. Please remember it, and we're going to place it back somewhere in the center of the deck. Now in the motion of squaring the packet, I instantly know that is the Jack of Hearts. Here is a peek that happens from a side jog. You're going to have the 8 of Hearts, place it in the center, and then what I do is, as I'm squaring it, I'm actually pushing it to the side instantly. Now you can get in this position in multiple ways, but this is the way that I got in the demonstration. So I'm pushing it, it's now on the side, and everything is covered by the right hand. And in the motion of turning the deck, and at the same time squaring the packet, you're going to take a look at the side jog card. Now, this is very exaggerated. Obviously, something like this, as you are turning the deck, it's very possible that the spectator can see that. But the more that you minimize this, because you only need to see the index. That's the only thing that you need to see. And the smaller this is, the more improbable it is for the spectator to see anything. Now, you can even get this from a pinky pull. So you can pull the card, you turn around. Wait, this is pulled on the wrong side. So from the pinky pull, it would be pulling from over here, and then with your thumb, you're going to have to push the card so it side jogs instantly as you are turning the packet. And all of this happens very fast. So you take a card like the 5 of diamonds, you square it towards the right side, right? You make sure that it's not sticking out a lot. And then as you're turning the hand, you take a look briefly at the corner and you instantly square the card in. So the whole motion covers what you're doing, because you can lose the card and say, so we're going to have your card lost somewhere in the packet like this. Now, I don't want you to think that I'm doing anything fishy. Please just shuffle the deck. Right? So we've taken our information. Everything seems natural. You don't even have to do it instantly after squaring the card. You can stay for a second and talk to the spectator, and then in an offbeat moment, just turn the packet, take a look at the card, and then square it up. This is the turn around peek. It probably has no name. You know, it's based on a side jog. So anything that's based on a side jog, you credit it, you know, to the person that has created the side jog, basically. So guys, that was it. Thank you very much for watching this video as well. As you know, we are doing this every Friday. And if there is a Friday that we're missing, we apologize, but we do have other things that we have to take care of regarding Big Blind Media, the website. But these are the videos that we want to create for everybody that is watching on YouTube. We just want to spread some knowledge to everybody that is interested in magic and show you what we here at Big Blind Media do. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to subscribe and drop a comment below in the comment section below. If you would like to learn more magic, we have a free top secret course, and we send a free trick every 2 weeks. So make sure to subscribe to that if that's your thing, down in the comment section below. And I will see you guys next Friday. Hopefully. Tune in to see. Love you guys.